Welcome. Take a look at this screencast. Today we're going to do some very basic things with Excel. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how to select cells. You can simply click on a cell like this. All I'm doing is doing a single click. Now you notice when I click, there's a ring around that cell. Now if I were to click and grab, see the hand comes up anywhere along the edge of that cell, right? I can actually move that cell somewhere else. Now if I move it, like I do this, boom, the whole thing is gone, right? It's moved somewhere else. Okay, that's like a grab and move, all right? The other thing I can do with a cell, I can also grab that little box in the corner there. The little box in the corner is somewhat meaningful because it allows you to copy down. So for example, I want to take what's in that cell, I wanted to copy down like this over all the other cells below it. Boom. Why would I want to do that? I don't know, but I just did it. That case might arrive. I'm going to Control Z and return to where I was. Okay, you could also take that too and drag it across the top if you wanted to label a bunch of different cells. So this is actually a very powerful tool to use in a lot of ways. Um, the other thing that you can do if you wanted to label your data, let's say for example I wanted to move this data over and I want to put over here on the other side, the left hand side, I wanted to be able to reference some reference numbers. So I'm going to take all this data and grab it like this, grab the edge of the box, I'm going to drag it over one space, and I'm going to call this the labels if you want, and then below that I'm going to put the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Now what I would like to be able to do is number this entire column down all the way through, and the way I'm going to do that is I've given these top three, I select all three. Now what Excel will do is repeat those three cells, but if it recognizes that you have a series, it will take that series and now you can make labels all the way up to 1,000,000 if you like, and very, very quickly. Okay, that's also a very powerful feature. Um, Now, I think what would happen here, though, is if you took the old 1, 2, 1, 2, it probably just would put 1, 2s and 1 up. It seems to remember that's a series. Um, Now, the other thing you want to do is be able to reference cells. So let's say I wanted to put in this next column is I'll put over here, sum of A and B as a title, and then I want to put that sum here. So to reference a cell, I'm simply going to use the equal sign. So I'm going to say put in this sign, whatever equals that one over there. Now you notice the reference numbers are coming up. It says B2. So this is in column B, row 2, and this is row 3, row 4, row 5, and this is C over here, okay? So I can say equals, and I click on that cell B2. Now if I just hit return, it'll put whatever was in cell B2. But I'm not done with my math here. The equals sets me up for a formula. I can do a simple formula like plus, and then I can say whatever's in the cell next to it, and that's what I get. Boom, 17. Now, I could do that a different way. Most of the more complicated math expressions will have a what we call a function that we use. So I'll use the sum, and I'll use the sum of this cell, and the colon means all the way through the next cell. I would use this, for example, if I had a long row of numbers and I wanted to add them all together. All right, I'll show you about that in just a second. But in this case, I can take these two guys here and I can drag them both down. And what's really nice about it, as I drag them down, the relative references changes. Now, this was B2 and C2. Now you'll see that it's BC3C, 4, 4, so it moves down with me. And this is over here. We put this one in. It does the same thing, references as well. One interesting thing is that if you take one of these cells, though, and you try to copy it to the right like this, it will also move the relative referencing. Now it's C2 and D2, right? Oh, that's interesting. So it moved right by letters. So now it's these two that are being added together, and that could cause real problems in your data. You might ask yourself, when would I ever have the occasion to have large sums of numbers that I want to add together? I could take 1, 2, and now let's see if Excel knows what I'm trying to do here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Say you wanted to sum those numbers together, you would just write equals sum, and then you put parentheses, and then I would click the first one, and then I would say colon all the way through the last one. And that works well. Another way of doing the same type of sum is just to select all the things you want to sum, like that. So that's a few quick and quick ways of looking. I think I would be wary of one thing I'm going to mention. Try not to delete whole cells. Let's say that I don't like this piece of data right here. I'd say it's not supposed to be here. I can choose to, if I'm on a Mac, you're going to use Control Click. If you're on a PC, you're going to use a right click. I'm going to Control Click here, and it's going to give me a bunch of options. And if I clear what's in this cell right here, then it just disappears and it's no longer there, right? I can move up the rest of the data if I want. I'm going to Control Z backwards, but let's say that I want to get rid of that data altogether. And if you delete that data, what it will do is ask you which way do you want to shift the cells. This is very important. If you shift the cells right to left, it could totally change the way the cells are organized. So if you shift them up, like it's suggesting, then it changes the references of those cells, and we've got all these problems over here. Uh-oh, we've got a cell with nothing in it, B3 and C3, and this one's supposed to be B4 and C4, but B4 is not really there anymore because you deleted it, and so this creates a problem. Very strange. So I avoid deletions. I take clear. The easiest way to do this would have been just to right click on it, clear the contents of that cell, grab everything below it, slide it back up. It doesn't like that either. Well, that's too bad. But that's the way that I would have done that, and you'll have to reprogram these when you change data in that way. All right, thanks for listening to part one, the simple stuff.